Hey, girl, welcome in. So, if you do consultations, if you're a coach, if you do like a discovery calls where you are having a free call first in order to close somebody, I want to make sure we go through the sales call training that I'm about to do today. Y'all have used this method for years and have been able to skyrocket my conversion rate simply by going through this sales call formula. I have done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of consultations over the years, and I've kind of mastered a way especially when I can identify somebody as the right fit. So let's dive straight into it, girl. So if you do free discovery calls or consultations, let me know down in the comments what type of business you have and if you do them, and let's jump straight into it. Okay, so let's go into a couple of things when it comes to consultations. So most people are having a sales funnel where there is a free consultation or discovery call. Okay. And you're using this as a way to close people. Let me tell you something about consultations. Okay. This is not the time to convince. This is not the time to coach. I got to get that out the way right then and there. A mistake that I used to do in consultations is I used to get on with people and I used to actually end up coaching them right there on the spot, and or trying to almost convince that I know the answer to this problem that they're presenting right now, to where I'm not closing the deal. This is not the time to convince. This is not the time to coach. This is the time to close. If they're booked the call, they're already convinced. That's not something we have to try right now. Hopefully, your content did that. Your marketing did that. That's why they're here. Your marketing already did that. Coaching, this is what they want to pay for. That closing goes in the middle. Okay. So your marketing did the convincing, friend. When they book the call, they convince. Okay. That you got the solution. Okay. This is not the time to coach. I am overwhelmed if you coach me on a consultation call. I'm overwhelmed. Okay. This consultation is also, these are my conquer laws I got to lay down. Okay. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay. So the goal of the consultation is not to sell you on me. The goal is to sell you on your destination. It's to close you on your destination. What do you mean by that? The time this consultation is not about me um telling you all about my experience. That ain't what this for as a coach. Oh, I've done this, I've been that girl, she don't care. This is not the time for me to um lecture you. This is not the time to tell you all about my accolades. This isn't the time for that. That's what your flashy Instagram is for. This isn't what this for. We don't want to hear this. The key here is to listen to their problem. Period, friend. It's the only goal here. So as we dive into a consultation, a key lesson here is making sure that we listen more than we talk. This is all about them. This is all about them. I want to talk through the cadence that I use for sales calls, for free discovery calls, because I do them. I love having a free consultation, a free discovery call, or however you frame it inside your funnel. It has worked really well for me. There was a period where I thought I was too good for a free consult. And I was like, people just booking consultations, wasting my time. It was really a me problem, right? But now I'm here for a good free consult. Let's dive into a couple of things, right? I want to talk about preparing for the consult. because the art of the consultation, the art of the close, and everything that you need starts before you get on the call. So after they've booked, have they received anything personalized? Are you getting them ready and excited for the call? You know, when I used to do my Calendly links for booking consultations, I just had the little automated one and that was it. And I would have X amount of consultations booked and X amount of people would show up. I started personalizing them and it skyrocketed how many people showed up. Getting them ready, getting them excited. So that could look like, hey, first name, your call is coming up, and we're going to talk about how to conquer XYZ. Like whatever they put on that little questionnaire form when they completed their consult, that's what I put here. So I know if your questionnaire you put on there, you want to get consistent with content and you want to go live more, I will put that here. I would say your call is going to talk about, and we're going to talk about how to conquer going live and being more consistent than ever with your content. You know, this is exactly what we do, and I can't wait to share your plan for this with you tomorrow. Here are your call details. Film Sam, date, time, blah blah blah. See you soon. Dead. Okay. Now here's the thing. When you talk about doing this over and over, I can take this. It's kind of like a little loose script, right? So have they received anything to where it's like I'm just not another drop in the bucket? Now, unless you truly got dozens and dozens of people or hundreds and hundreds of people in your pipeline, I can see this being unrealistic. But for me, I'm not having that many people booked to where I can't look at my calendar and actually make sure that they show up. So have they received anything personalized? Are you getting them excited and ready for the call? This is more stuff that can do the convincing and the closing for you. So preparing for the consult, right? Preparing for the consult. There's two things that we can do. Okay. And then let's talk about the actual consult, okay? So the actual sales call, the actual consultation. Um let's dive into this, okay? Now, for the actual consultation, I always want to. Now, this is my personal style, okay? Your personal style may be a little bit different, but I'm gonna just tell you about my personal style. I want to break the ice immediately. That's me. I and this is because I know why my customers or clients are normally coming to me. It's normally a very vulnerable time. They are very successful but want to do more. So I don't start off my sales calls with formalities. I don't do the hey, I'm so glad you booked today. You know, my name is Deb and this is Conquer and we've got I don't do that. I dive straight into my go-to question is so where do you live? Oh, I live in Houston. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, I'm living in Dallas. Okay, how long you been in? Like I break it immediately. Okay. I'm talking about I don't do any formalities. Now that may be you. I've heard of people where they talk about the goal and purpose of the call. That's just not my natural style. Okay. Because I don't want this to feel like an interrogation. I want it to feel like an invitation. Okay. So that's just been my thought process, and that's just the way that I mesh with my audience. So then I want to, so we'll say break the ice immediately with your customer. There's no reason for us to sit up like me on a job interview. Like, girl, be for real. Like you was just working on Facebook, be for real. Okay. So then I want to go straight into Getting them to talk. Point blank, period. Let them talk. I want to get them talk. I always dive into tell me about your business. I don't go straight into, well, what's your problem? Why are we here? Why am I here? Da, da, da. Okay, girl, tell me about your business. Yeah, my name is, Sierra. I got an ice cream shop out here in Houston. Oh, cool. When did you start it? Let them tell you their story. This is leverage for later. Okay. So tell me about what you got going on. Oh, yeah. So this is that. Okay. All right. Once they tell me that, the only thing I want to know is what's going well. I want to lower the barrier, make them feel good, see a place to praise them. And this naturally opens the door for what's going bad. I'm telling you, I've done this hundreds of times. So I would say what's going well. So even if I had like a social media business or a coach or a finance or taxes or whatever, I could still follow this cadence. So tell me what's going really good, girl. Oh, well, we got two new flavors. We had the mayor come and it went viral on Instagram. Oh my God, that's awesome. So what ended up happening? Well, we went viral and we had a really long line, but we didn't really keep those customers. They came. They're going to naturally go into my next question, which is always, what's the big challenge? And this is my money question, okay? So I'm going to highlight it because this is my money question. So what's going well? Because this is so important, especially if you are in the role of some type of coach or consultant, where I don't believe just going straight into the bad. I believe in hearing what's going well so that I learn more about them, where they do have success, what they're capable of. And it does obviously show me that this person works hard and is capable of great things, and I want to have space on the call where they get congratulated. This call isn't just about, you getting beat down and what's the challenge and what's the offer. It's about me hearing the true picture of your business. Your business likely isn't just the challenge. You've got some things going really well. And I think if you're a coach or consultant, it's really important for us to give our clients space on discovery calls and consultations to tell us about the things that are going really well so you understand more about this woman, okay? So we talk about what's going well, and then we dive into now what's your big challenge? This is where you listen closely, okay? Well, Deb, the issue was when we went viral on Instagram, we had a lot of people came. We had a line out the door. We had people taking pictures. It was so dope, but we didn't get a chance to keep any of those people. If you're going to take notes anywhere in your consultations, when they start talking about what's going wrong, this is where you take notes because you need to hear what they're saying word for word. Okay. So I heard her say, you got lots of volume, but didn't retain the customers. Okay, girl. Okay. So y'all got went viral. The mayor came. A lot of people came, but you didn't retain them. Okay. My favorite phrase is this. Tell me more about that. My husband said, you be sound like a little therapist. I said, but Bobby want to hear. Tell me more about that. Oh, girl. We had our highest month. It felt so good. I said, oh, girl, I bet it did. How much y'all made? Oh, girl, we did $20,000 that month. That was the most we ever made. Oh, my God. Okay, tell me more about it. Yeah, so we was busy for a couple of weeks. Then it kind of died down. We tried posting on our TikTok, but it just didn't hit the same. We got some views, but our customers slowed down so much. Wow. Okay. Okay. So now I hear what she's saying. Now I know the true reason why she's on this consultation because she just told me. She sees that she's capable of a big moment. She sees what happens when eyes are on her, but she couldn't connect the dots on how to sustain something like that. Now, the old me will say, well, you couldn't retain the customers because I'm sure you ain't have no text follow up, no email follow up, no something on no social media campaign. You ain't retarget them, blah, blah, blah. But remember, this is not the time for me to coach her. So I got to refrain from that. So my next question that I go into is, okay, what have you tried? This gives you so much insight. So tell me, what have you tried? The thing about consultations and discovery calls and sales calls is I'm not going to tell you that you need this. I'm going to walk you through the conversation of you uncovering that for yourself. So I'm going to say, wow, okay. So you went viral, everybody came, it kind of died out. You start posting on your TikTok. So tell me, what did you actually like try to get those customers come back? You can say, well, we tried giveaways, we tried freebies. We say we tried giveaways. We did one of my managers, she figured out how to do like a dance, so we did like a trendy dance. We also showed like some behind the scenes of us inside the shop, like all of the stuff that people say do for content. We did it. We did it consistently. We did it every day. Like we did it. I'm gonna pause because when I'm closing her, she just told me, "Bruh, I don't have a problem with consistency. So if you're gonna position Conquer Club about being consistency, I don't want it because that's not what my problem is. So this is why we just want to listen because they're gonna tell you how to position your offer exactly for them at the end. I'm gonna say, wow, okay, so you are consistent. You're doing content, you're doing a mix of stuff. Okay. Okay. So let's go back because I want you to tell me if we could kind of fix this problem of getting a steady amount of customers, what does that mean for you? Like, what does the business look like? So the next step is, what if we solve that problem? Mm-mm. Like, what does business look like? What does the ice cream shop look like if we can go back to a season of the customers out the door, the people tagging y'all on Instagram? Like, what if we could go back to that? What could that look like for you? Oh, girl, I could finally kind of, get ahead with my payroll. I could possibly look at a second location. Oh, wow. Is that one of your dreams? Absolutely, girl. I've been looking at this place, but I know I'm not consistent. My customers aren't consistent enough. Okay. Tell me more. I could just have space to breathe as a business owner, you know? Okay. Okay. You want them to spell out what's at stake here. Okay. What if we solve that problem? Okay. Then I want to transition. Okay. Because now I'm kind of loaded with some ammunition for this call. All right. So this is when I come in and I kind of expose what it is that's really going on without getting into coaching and without getting into convincing mode. So now that I have my ammunition here, it's time for us to turn to the closing friend. Now, before you pitch somebody, these are two questions that I ask myself. This is what I ask myself. Is this the perfect customer for me? That's the first question I ask myself. Because I have, let me tell you something about this. When I believe people are actually a good fit for me and I know I can help them, I show up differently and I close differently. If I feel like, ugh, I ain't even really finna enjoy working with her. I don't think our personalities mesh. Her problem is not even something that I really help with. I feel like I'm gonna have to make up something just to close her. No. I ask myself, is this a good fit for me? And if we're doing consultations and we're offering it to everybody just because they're able to pay, we're probably running to more problem customers than we care to admit. Okay. But I've been there before. I understand you saying, hey, I hear what you're saying, but I'll take a little headache for a little coin. If that's what you want, I ain't mad at you. But I know for me, I've already been there before. I've already been there where I took some headache for some coin. I mean, sometimes it was worth it, sometimes it wasn't. It just is what it is, but that's not where we are right now. So I asked myself, is this the perfect customer for me? And then, the second question I asked myself, if I pitch her right now, will she say yes? I asked myself that. Like, I know I'm finna pitch her. Is she about to say yes? Like, is her antenna starting to, like, is she starting to, and I'm gonna go into how I close. People who I know that are 100%, they're probably a good fit, but they're not about to say yes. I don't pitch them. That's just me personally. I pitch when I know a yes coming. If I see that there's still a gap, maybe they're not a good fit. Maybe I went wrong in the consult flow, or maybe we need to do a follow up to see what we can do to make sure this works for them. Okay, so let's get into the closing. I would say, okay, I'm gonna say let's go back, Sierra, with your ice cream shop, because you told me when the mayor came, you got a whole bunch of people who came at that time, but it seemed like you didn't retain them. Now let me ask you, what is it that you did besides content to get those people to come back? Hmm. I didn't. What do you mean? Um, this is when I activate something different in her. I'm gonna say, did you when all those people came, did you have them sign up for a text list? Well, no. Okay. Did you have them sign up for an email list? No. Okay. Um, did you retarget them with any ads? I mean, I was thinking about it, but I didn't know. Okay. Did you offer them any type of loyalty cards or loyalty points or anything like that to come back? Oh, no, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that. Okay. Okay. When I ask you those questions or anything, what does that bring up for you? Oh, I guess I did. I did content, but what I didn't realize was I should have captured their information and then pulled them back to me. Yep. Yep. She just told me the language I need to use to close her. Okay. So now it's okay. I see what you're saying. So now you're saying that the content itself doesn't do it. It's about making sure that you're doing stuff behind the scenes to retarget them and pull them back. Okay, got it. That's exactly what we do in the Conquer Club. So when you join the Conquer Club, what's going to happen is you'll come in on your Tuesday night calls. We're going to make sure that you're implementing these things that keep customers returning alongside your content. Some of the stuff that we talked about tonight, you're going to implement that. And then we're going to get you to a point where you're getting those customers back in the door. Like, I go right back to her words, her situation, her language. Every customer thinks their story is so unique. And you, as the service provider, you know that ain't true because you like, child, I just gave the same strategy to the last 50 of y'all. But it's okay. But you can use their language. So this is where I lean into, right? So I say, well, I expose the gap. And then I say, well, this is what we're going to work towards. We're going to work towards, and I would also, I think that I might have left out of here too, that I need to go back, is asking about their goals. That's what's missing in here too. Okay. So maybe more about their goals that we can add here. Ask more about their goals. But she kind of told me, she said she wanted a second location. She needed extra income for her payroll. Because I would leverage this in the closing conversation too. I would say, okay, so what we're gonna do is, okay, looks like you need extra money for payroll. So how much money extra you need a month? Okay, 4,000. Okay, cool. So how many extra customers is that for you? 50. Okay, cool. Well, you get inside the Conquer Club. We're gonna make a plan on how you can get 50 extra customers every month, and then we'll see how many months we can do to get you to that plan, and let's get you the extra money for your payroll. I'm using her words. I'm using her situation. I'm making it about her. It's the same offer for everybody, but the messaging is based off her specific goals, her specific challenges. Okay. And so that's the kind of the cadence that I've used for closing women on consultations and sales calls, making sure that I listen and talk less. I ask about the positive and the negative. I repeat their words back to them always. I refrain from coaching or convincing. I don't want to get into, well, I've been doing this for such and such years, and what I know is that if you're going to be having a viral campaign, you need to make sure you do your ads. And if you go in there, like, who girl, no, what, no, let them pay for it. They want to pay for it. Okay, I only pitch when she's right for me. I'm done with the headaches. I'm done with the people that ain't the good fit. Okay, so I'll do another video on sales objections because we will hear them. People will ghost us. But I hope that this helped you kind of think about how you'll do your free discovery calls and your consultations. So the biggest thing is when you're doing this, um, that you're giving yourself space to listen. I mean, I think that's just the biggest thing that I can stress is this is not a time to talk, to brag, to coach, to convince. This is a time to listen and to understand and give them a solution. Okay. So y'all already know the vibes. When y'all wake up tomorrow, make sure y'all conquer something. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this. Will you implement this? Is this something that you need in your business?